Today we're going to be making this baby Jesus for our nativity set. As you can see, there's a baby laying on a bed of hay or straw in a sort of a rectangular cube shaped manger, and that is hollow so that it dries out all the way. So let's get started. To begin, we need to make that sort of rectangular cube shape. And you'll have a piece of clay about this size. So I'm going to cut off a little piece of it, and this is going to be saved for the baby and the straw or hay. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm just going to use this piece to make that rectangular sort of cube shape. And I'm just folding it up, and I'm going to tap it on all of the sides to try to get that sort of cube shape. And you can press it. There, that's looking about like what I want it to look like. If you tap it on the sides, the surface of the table is perfectly flat, so that flattens out the edges really nicely. And then we need to do this sort of hollowing out. So I like to just press my thumb into the back of it and make it nice and hollow right there. And when you do that, the sides get a little misshapen, so you'll have to tap them again. Okay, I'm happy with the way that looks. Next, if you'd like to, you can carve in some sort of wooden plank kind of design into the sides like I did with some little nail holes, so it looks like it's really made out of wood. So the way that I did that was I just took my pin tool and I laid it across the side like this, and I just made some lines like that, and then I made the little nail holes just by touching the tip of the pin tool right to the clay. You don't have to push it in very far, just touch it on there. And you want to do this on all the sides, except the top and bottom. Whoops. Okay, now it's time to start making the hay or straw to put in the top. So for that, I'm just going to break off a little piece of this. You don't need a whole lot, and we're going to put it into our garlic press and just squeeze it out, and we get some little tiny pieces like this. And to stick them on, we'll need to use the scratch and attach method. So we're going to get our clay brush with water and just do a little scratching with some water so that it gets nice and rough and sticky. And we'll put a little straw on all the way around. You do not need to put on a ton of this. A little bit goes a long way, and you can kind of spread it out. So you saw I just used a little tiny piece, and I'm kind of spreading this out and just pressing it around the edges. Don't get carried away and put on mounds of it. You don't need that much. And then give it a little press to get it to stick on. Now you are done with the straw or hay, and you can start on the baby. So if you look at this baby's body, this is an oval shape, and here's a little ball shape, and we've got two little coils for the arms. And you can see he's sort of bundled up in a little blanket. And since he's a baby, he doesn't really need much hair. So I'm going to take off a piece for the head, a piece for the arms, and a piece for the body. And I'm going to roll this into a sort of an oval shape. Now, if you roll this oval shape and you put it on here and it looks like it's way too big for the baby, then just break some off until you get a size that you think looks like it fits nicely in the manger for a nice little baby. It's okay if you have some left over. So I'm going to make that a little smaller. I think that looks good. And again, I'm going to do a little scratch and attach and press press that right on. And here is a little piece for a head. And you'll have to, again, estimate what is the right size for the baby's head and shape. That's a little too long and it's sticking off the top, so I'm going to make that a little smaller. Okay, I like the way that looks, so I'll do a little scratch and attach. And push it right on. And now 2 little arms. So I'll take this little piece and I'm going to roll it this way. So I get some tiny little coils. And then I'm just going to cut a little piece of this, scratch and attach a little on each side. And press the arm on so it looks like it's sort of laying across his middle side, middle section. Oh, that's a little too big. All right, I like the way that looks. If you want to, you can make a little hint of a face. You don't have to put on a face if you don't want to. A lot of people don't, and it looks really nice, but if you'd like to, you can. And finally, this is super important. Write your name on the bottom and write which class you're in. Name and teacher code, and you're done. I hope you enjoy this project, and I hope you are able to use it to help you celebrate the birth of Jesus for many years.